Hello and welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 22 over on Court Farms. Right, as you can see, I did take the decision to stay in January just because we've got a couple of cultivating jobs to do. I've got one big field to do and one relatively small field to do after this one. So I kind of just wanted to stay in January a little bit. We'll leave the time on 5 because I think we're going to spend the next month in the big cultivating field basically. I've already got the plough worker back on as well, so he should be working his way across that field anytime soon. Yeah, I hope everyone is having a fantastic day or had a fantastic day. My day is just beginning. My Tuesday is just beginning. I've been sat here at the computer for quite a while. I've been waiting for the wife to go to work. Yeah. The only downside to my kids being on school holiday from schools and colleges is the wife always took my daughter to college before she went to work. She doesn't have to do that now, so the wife literally leaves like 5 minutes before work starts. She works that close to home, so there's no like detour to my kids' college and things like that. It's just crazy because I'm sorry, like, will you just bloody go? Will you just bloody go to work? I'm waiting to record. Yeah, I thought to myself today, we'll just basically start with me cultivating this field. I know it's another cultivating contract, guys. You know, it's winter. There's not much we can do over winter. At least at the moment, we do have something to do over winter. That's the main thing. We could have had nothing to do, and we could have skipped winter, but then we wouldn't have had any money at all. Do you know what I mean? At least this way, we're gonna have some relatively good income coming in, and we're gonna be able to get some equipment with that, depending on the price of things and what we can get second hand and things like that. We might be able to get a piece of land as well, something relatively cheap. It's got to be cheap, but I don't really want to buy a field. That's my only issue at the moment. If I buy a field and build my own little farm, I'm kind of wasting a field, if that makes sense. I'd rather buy one of the farms on the map or something similar, you know what I mean? Something that isn't necessarily gonna waste a field. That's how I kind of see it at the moment. It's just, like I say, it's personal choice with how people play the game, and this series is kind of more for the contracting side of things until we can afford our own piece of land and farm and things like that. So just a different way of playing it. I know it's not to everyone's cup of tea, but sometimes it's just the way it is, you know what I mean? It's if everybody played the game the same way, no one would want to watch anybody but one or two people. So I do try and put my own little twist on things just to try and make things a little bit more interesting. The map twist, we shall call it. Yeah, guys, massively appreciate everybody who is enjoying the roleplay series. It is my very first series of roleplay, so yeah, you could argue it might not be the best the best videos I've ever done, but for a roleplay series that I've never done before, to be getting like 60 likes a video, I do massively appreciate that kind of support on that series. I know at the moment it's been a little bit difficult for me to pump out 2 videos a week just because of the holidays. It's just the background noise with the kids when they wake up. Like, it's 22, no it's not, it's 10 to 9 now, and as you can imagine, my kids are not going to be that far before, not that long before they get up, and when they get up, that's it. There's just there'll be no peace. Especially at the moment, my 2 autistic kids, they're just currently at each other's throats at the moment, because one's a quiet version of autism and one's a loud version, and they just clash. But unfortunately, until we buy our house, which we're still in the process of getting our deposit for and things like that, they have to share a bedroom. It's that simple. They have to share a bedroom. We don't have a choice. We don't have any more room in our house that we're renting. So yeah, they're just clashing. Now normally they get along really, really well because they're at school. One's at school all day, one's at college all day. They only see each other for a few hours a day before bed. But obviously, as you can imagine, now it's the holidays. It's just they're just in each other's spaces all the time, and it's like all day, every day kind of thing. So like I say, we're just in a bit of a pickle at the moment when it comes to getting that sorted. Yeah, I just thought to myself today, we will manually cultivate this field without a time lapse because we've got a really, really big field coming up, and I would rather time lapse the big field than the little field. So we'll spend a bit of time, we'll finish this cultivating on this field, and then we can drive down to field 111. Field 111. This should be 2 more passes maybe. This pass coming up, pass coming down, maybe one up the middle, something like that. That should be this completely done. The leyland is starting to wear out again. Yeah, we should get one more pass coming up, and that should be us completely done. I've missed 3 little bits on there. Oh my god, I'm missing loads on this bit. I'm trying to use the cultivator to its fullest width possible. But yeah, I'm hoping maybe at some point I'd like to try and get my hands on another plough. I'd like to get my hands on the lizard plough, the little 6-metre lizard plough that I do always use. Long story short, it's just the best plough in the game, to be honest. It does say we need a lot more horsepower than what we do, but I don't think we do. But it's going to be £17,000. Now, we could technically use the money from the sale of our current plough, which is going to be about £6,000. So it would help pay towards it, but it still means losing £10,000. But the sooner we get the lizard plough, all them ploughing jobs then would then be done in half the time. Basically, we're currently using 3 meters, so it would be nice to get the lizard 6-meter plough, and then when we do get more horsepower we can up it to 9. But this series is not all about owning big tractors and big massive harvesters. It's about using things that fit the map. It's about trying to use some different equipment. You'll probably see some equipment will be used in all my videos. I've just got some favourites, that's all. There we go, that field is done, and we shall leave it at that. We're not going to be wasting our time. Once the field is done, we will get paid for it. And there we go. The ploughing is 32% complete. But yeah, imagine if he was twice the width. If he was twice the width with that plough, he'd be done nearly. Well, he's 32%, so then he would technically be 64%. So I took, ooh, just banged my cultivator. Don't want to keep doing that. I just want to have a look, make sure there's no more jobs coming up. There is some jobs keep popping up, but they do just instantly disappear. So yeah, they're not for us at the moment. But yeah, there's no more fertilising at the moment. There's no liming contracts. I do see a lot of flying deer on this game, on this map. A lot of reindeer getting ready, maybe practicing for Christmas. I can't say that, it's January. Christmas is done. But yeah, this next field 111 is going to be a huge field to do. So we're probably just going to jump straight into this with some sort of time lapse, because it's going to need more than one time lapse to complete this field. It is a very big field considering. And time lapses out usually last about 3 minutes at the most. I don't mind going over that time if we're kind of getting, if we were like right near the end of it, you know what I mean. I don't mind doing that, but yeah, just overall I do prefer to just try and stick to the 3-minute time lapse. I've got a lot of music from Epidemic that lasts around the 3-minute mark. It works really well. I've had no issues with it in the past. This is a long road for 19 mile an hour. This is the issue with the Leyland. 19 miles per hour. That is it. 19 miles per hour. But we're coming up to it. It's this brownie field on the left. Just paid another £28 in wages. So we're paying this guy £28 an hour at the moment. I still feel like that's too expensive. I genuinely don't feel like we should be paying him £28 an hour. It's not like a case of it being realistic. It's just, I suppose at the end of the day, the amount of money you get for grain and stuff, you know, it's a bit OP, innit? I suppose you could look at it that way. Now we need to be careful with this one now, guys, because we are also starting to run. We've got half a tank of fuel, and we're about quarter worn again on the Leyland. So we do need to just keep a little eye on the fuel level, because it's a long way to go if we run out of fuel. Simple as that. And it means we'd have to use the Renault to bring the trailer down with some jerry cans on the back, do you know what I mean? It's a lot of faffing about if we run out of fuel, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm going to just jump this straight into a time lapse. We're going to get the radio turned on, and we're going to get as much as we can done in the next couple of minutes. As you can see, one time lapse down, we haven't even completed 4 headlands. This field is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. I am a little concerned though at the moment with the fuel level. It is dropping quite rapidly, and if you remember, the shop will close in a couple of hours. I'm umming and ahhing about buying some fuel. Although saying that, it's not the end of the world. We can't use the ladle until the shop opens. We can't use the ladle until the shop opens. Just trying to, yeah. Downside to no fuel on the map without buying it through the shop. Yeah, I think we'll definitely buy some more jerry cans. Both tractors are most likely going to need refueling. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to finish this headland. I'm going to put this on a worker for just a minute. We're just going to go and have a look how the Renault is doing. See if it is looking really, really good. Yeah, he's doing job-wise. He should be doing really good. It's not come up to say he's stuck or anything, but then again, saying that, I also haven't really been paying attention. Right, you're going to go in a really weird angle, but that's fine. You go do your thing. Yep, there we go. Look how much this thing has done. Wow. Wow, let's just have a look over here. So we're 50% through our contract. He's nearly 50%. Yeah, so he's going to keep ploughing into next month. How are we doing fuel wise here? That's okay. Both tools and tractor are really, really good. So yeah, like I say, we'll get this one done today if we can. We jump back into 61. Wow, so we've got a lot. These are going to be good. If I can use the money from Field 46 to buy the new plough. Let's just make sure the plough hasn't come up in the shop, because they're always chopping and changing. Ooh. Nice little header. They're always chopping and changing the items, and obviously if I buy it and then it comes up in the discount shop, I feel a little bit hard done to, really. But as you can see, the Renault is working really, really well. It's doing a really, really good job of this. He's got plenty of fuel as well, but yeah, we're gonna have to buy some more jerry can fuel soon. He's done one trip the field. That's not a lot, really, considering. Not a lot at all. Yeah, we'll jump back into the Leyland because it's the wider one of the two machines to use. There we go. That's us back in here. Yeah, it's looking really, really good. I do need to change my workers as well. Anyone who is a Patreon supporter or a YouTube member does get their workers' names in the... you get your name basically as one of the workers. I've got like 6, 8 slots. Something daft like that. Your name also goes on our board as well, which I can't use at the moment on this series just because I haven't got a farm, but as soon as we've got a piece of land, we will have that up. Just a big sign with everyone's names written on. It's that's something I've been wanting to do for months. Well, we've been doing it for months now because we've been doing it on the roleplay series. But yeah, I was talking about it about 6 months ago doing that, and then I found, you know, I found a real good mod to use it on, and then we edited the texture, and yeah, it's pretty brilliant. Not exactly the best way to do this, always having an angle like this. I'm gonna waste a lot of time. That's why I like going round in circles, because if you go round the headlands and just keep doing headlands all the time, I always end up getting a real good width. Every time we come down here, we've always got that point now to figure out, and it's just gonna waste a little bit of time doing that. There's a caravan going past up there, guys. He's going on his holidays. It's a bit cold to be going caravanning in January. The question is how many people from the UK will watch this if I just mention the word caravan club? See what TV show you're on about. Yeah, that I'm talking about. See if anyone else gets it. I know the wife would get it instantly. One of her favourite TV shows. Yeah, as you can see, we are going to be here. This is going to be at least another time lapse, at least one more time lapse. I want to try and get this one done today so we can try and move along into February in the next episode. But I do feel we're going to be in the dark. So probably by the end of this time lapse, it will be dark. I might, if it gets really dark, I might just lower the time down a little bit. Just not so that we can get more done. It's just you don't really see much when it's dark. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what, actually, I might drop it down to 2 now, just because it's getting darker. And then when we finish this contract, we will move on into February. I think that's going to be the easiest thing to do. These are the bits I'm talking about now, where you have to come down here and do these little pointy bits. It just wastes so much time. So much time and so much width. Yeah, we'll get this into another time lapse, and then hopefully by the time we come out of this one, we should be in a position to finish this field. Hopefully, either that or we're going to run out of fuel.
Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. Got my eyes on you, and you got no clue what I'm supposed to do. I can't help myself. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. Take was not yours. If you know who I am, when the night will fall, I'll haunt your dreams. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete.
There you go, second time lapse done, and we are still in this field. It is taking forever to finish this field, absolutely forever. It's so painful. 5 meters at a time. Although at the end of the day, you know, I mean, we're getting good money from this. All we're doing right now is using fuel. So it's not the end of the world. I am glad I turned the time down though, just because it's still getting dark and we're still, you know, we're still here. But we're 80% done. We've still got 20% of this field still to go. Yeah, crazy. we might need to just make sure there isn't another cultivator that we can maybe try and get our hands on. I'm thinking maybe something along the lines of like 8 meters. Even an extra 1 meter wide would speed up every job. But you know, at the end of the day, we're limited to horsepower, so we are limited to what we can do. I was hoping to get this done today, and I was hoping to get field, I think it's 51 done. No, field 40 done. I was hoping to get field 40 done as well. It has not worked out at all. It is going to really slow us down, because it means in February we've got at least 3 more cultivating jobs to do. But it has been a very successful winter season. We've had very little rain, touch wood. We've had very little, well, we've had no snow at all. You know what I mean? So we are, you know, we are working nicely in the fields. So it swings and roundabouts. You know, the good news is we're going to earn a lot of money this winter. Bad news is we're still earning it, because we're not done. Field 111 is taking forever to complete. It is absolutely crazy insane. Crazy insane how long this is taking to do. 2 time lapses and us talking in between, and a bit of a worker. Yeah, just crazy. Just crazy insane how long this is taking to do. I'll tell you one thing though, guys, we need to look at maybe buying a little quad bike or something. We need something we can transfer, we can transport fuel around on. We need something for moving fuel. Little quad bike or a little buggy thing. We can't afford a car, and I wouldn't want to spend money on a car. Like maybe 6-7 grand on a quad bike, because we are going to need fuel for this Leyland, most likely before the shops open again. Now we can buy through the menu and we can just jump over the wall, but I don't really want to do that if I can help it. But I also don't want to be stuck in a video where I've run out of fuel and I've got, you know what I mean, I've got no way to get it to the down to the tractor or something. There are some quad bikes in the game. Quad bikes, some ATVs or whatever you want to call them. I just call them buggies. I can never remember the name of them. But as you can see, we have got absolutely loads left to do. Well, 20%. Now we won't need to complete all of it. We'll probably end up with a good strip left, because the bigger the field, the bigger the percentage. Well, it's not bigger the percentage, it's just the bigger it'll look percentage wise. But yeah, ploughing is going into day 3. I do believe, did he start in January or did he start in December? Well, either way, no, he started in January, so it'll be video 3, but it'll technically be month 2. But yeah, we do definitely want to get a bigger plough, that's for sure. We want a bigger plough. A bigger cultivator wouldn't go amiss, but I feel at the moment, as much as I'd really want to get a bigger cultivator, I don't think it's worth it at the moment. The remaining 3 or 4 fields are not going to be that big. They are going to be relatively small to do. I do believe so anyway. 46 at the top left is our ploughing field. We got 40, 49, 51 and 61. The 61 is the biggest remaining field, but we do not have enough fuel to do all of them, and that none of these cultivating jobs are near the shop, so we are gonna have to look at bringing some fuel down to the tractor. So we're gonna have to spend money on something I didn't want to. Plus there's no way I want to bring this tractor all the way to the shop and all the way back down. It's 19 miles an hour. I love this tractor to bits. You know, it was nice getting some of the little errors on it fixed and things like that, and doing stuff like that. But yeah, just overall, just yeah, 19 mile an hour. It's like when you drive the Ford tractors. I really love using the Ford tractors, but once again, 19 mile an hour is just a little bit too slow for my liking. I'd like to finish this on video today, but I don't think it's going to be possible. That's going to be the problem, but not without having a super long video. But we are 90%, guys. We are 90%. Let's do it. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Let's get this field finished. Let's get it finished. Yeah, let's get this field finished. I could go into another little time lapse, but again, I don't know how long we're going to need, and I don't know. No, I already had 2 time lapses. I don't want to fill each and every episode with massive time lapses, but you know, we are kind of doing a bit of repetitive work at the moment. We're just cultivating, but you know, it's seasons. What, you know, we can't do nothing about the seasons. That's just the way it is. I'm surprised we've even got this amount of cultivating jobs to do, actually. But I'm looking forward to spring, when we can get like barley in the ground and things like that, just to try and, well, one, it'll break up the jobs we're doing, and 2, it'll just give us a new tool to buy, because we'll have to buy another seeder. But we'll buy a 4-meter seeder this time. That'll speed the jobs up by 33% because we'll have got an extra meter. Yeah, that will be good. It'd be nice to get a 6-meter one, but I don't think I've got the horsepower requirements for a 6-meter seeder. But it would be nice if we did, but I think we're quite a long way away from 6 meters for a seeder. Might be able to get a cheaper 6-meter. Oh, what do you call it? Planter. I couldn't think of the word. This is my biggest problem, just remembering names. Such a terrible memory from remembering things. 38, and I tell you now, right? If someone says to me, "Oh, Matt, you've got early onset Alzheimer's," I genuinely wouldn't be surprised. My memory is absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yes, I didn't mean to hire you. Yeah, anyone who becomes a member on Patreon or member via YouTube, you do get your name in the game as one of my workers. You'll get your name on a board when I own land. You'll also get your name in the roleplay series as a worker and on the board, because it's the same board. I say board, it's like a big light up billboard. It is actually the billboard mod. I just edited the texture. But yeah, if anybody did want to support the channel via like YouTube membership or via Patreon, I would always recommend Patreon. It's nothing against YouTube, it's just they take 30%, whereas Patreon take 5% they take off me. You know what I mean? It's just to support a content creator. If they have Patreon, always use Patreon. Just because it's so much better for any content creator that uses Patreon. As simple as that, really. Using Patreon, they take 5 to 8% depending on what level like you set up. I can't remember. I know I used to be 8%, but that used to give me merch in it. But I don't do that now. Because I've partnered with YouTube. I can put my merch shop straight through YouTube. If anyone wants to buy like a hat or a mug or a t-shirt, you can do so via YouTube. That'll take you straight to the website if you wanted to. I'm not saying you do. Just kind of letting you guys know, giving you some heads up that's what we do. I know, you know, I've got a couple of Patreon supporters, I've got a couple of YouTube members, things like that. So I just like to point out that those options are there for those who do want to support the channel. I had somebody hit the thanks button last week via, I think they're called super chats. Like I said, it was my very first one last week. It's amazing how much YouTube took of that. Obviously massively appreciate the guy who did it. I've got no issue, you know, I'm not trying to say, oh, I don't do that, but YouTube tech so much. Like, I received not that much of it, considering. So I would always recommend, if you want to support me as a content creator, as a farm simmer, there we go, finished, use Patreon, guys. It's so much better, honest to God. It's better for me as a content creator. If you're going to spend, let's just say £10 for example, or $10 or €10, whatever, they take 30%, where if you go through Patreon it's like between 5 and 8. It's just, if you're going to spend, say for example, that X amount of money, you know, just find a way where it benefits the content creator. It's just so much easier and better for a content creator. Right, I need to do field 60 there, but field 66 I want to do first, because in the next episode when we do field 6, I think it's 66, 61, it's just up this road, but all the rest of the fields are down at the bottom, and I kind of want to do all them together in a little cluster. The reason I'm still kind of babbling on at the moment, we're just going to go and take a look in the shop. I know fine well this is going to be a massively long episode, just because I've been recording now for an hour. I've got 2 time lapses. Yeah, it's going to be quite a long episode. Well, this is not a bad bit of land. You know, this bit of land is something I could maybe get behind to buy. Buy that bit of land there. Oh, there's a bit of land here. It's already got a caravan in. I'd have to move the caravan now. But yeah, what we'll do in the next episode is we will be doing this field. It is, well, interesting. Just another, just gonna cultivate a tiny little bit so that we can get in and make sure that we're not got any issues with the gate in the next episode. Just like that. There we go. Let's have a look at our awesome work. He's on the headlands. He's on the headlands. Yes. Look at him go. He's got a lot of headlands to do, by the way. He is on the headland. I am loving that. Right. Also, I'll tell you what. Let's just leave it on that. And over here, we've still got nothing new. So let's have a look at the little quad bikey things. The little ATVs. Like these things. They're 11,000. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. There's another £7,000 in the bank. We've got 13 grand coming. Let's have a look. I don't want to buy the lizard truck. I know it's the cheapest thing to buy. We use this in Valley Springs. I'm not really that bothered about this. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit, it's just a bit stupid in my eyes. But I suppose it's got its purposes on certain maps, things like that. But yeah, look, I'm not really interested in using that again. But I was thinking something like one of these. It's got somewhere in the back to put the fuel that I want to carry. I'm actually really tempted about getting one of these. £11,500. And it's the cheapest one of them. I would have liked the John Deere one. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the green one, but I just love the fact it's got like an enclosed cab. I also like the fact you could put a 3-point on it. Design 2. No, that's all there is. We can put an attacher on the back of that as well. Yeah, do you know something? I'm really tempted about buying one of these. Let me know what you think in the comment below. I'll probably be recording by the time it goes live, but let me know what you think, because I I might give it a day or two before actually buying it. But for now, guys, I am going to leave this episode here. I've been recording for well over an hour now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.